so he knows that that's there, knows that he has to deal with that in some way. But it looks like a couple Reavers in the shuttle are going to come in to defend as well. So Jangbi is dedicating a lot to this defense. I think that HoeJJa could have a possibility to go for a counterattack on the 3 o'clock position rather than going for the middle. Looks like he's instead going to go for the natural expansion. Could go pick off a couple of these High Templars that are kind of just sitting there, and we're getting rallied out there, and they are going to go down. The Archon getting morphed in as well, but the Ultra is just able to surround it and slaughter it. Very, very close Jangbi was to trapping those Ultras on the ramp. If he had been able to do that, that would have been fantastic. I would love to see HoeJJa, if he was going to make some good plays, would love to see him use the fact that these Ultras have drawn away most of Jangbi's armies and hit the middle or hit the 3 o'clock expansion. I don't think that... I think that HoeJJa has a good idea using these Ultras forces as like a crack squad, going around picking off High Templars, picking off this, picking off what he can, but I think he needs to use it more effectively in terms of getting using it to open up avenues of attack elsewhere. I don't think he's doing such a good job in that respect as he could and should be. I really still think that 3 o'clock is very, very vulnerable. But here's a huge army for Mr. HoeJJa coming in here. Huge army, but it looks like he's decided to retreat because those Reavers were going to absolutely blow up the world, and he did not want to deal with that. And it looks like the 6 o'clock base has been laid to waste with by a Zealot and an Archon. It's just destroyed everything. And is that Hatchery going to go down? Looks like the Archon's going to blow up, and the Zerglings are not going to go finish off the Zealot, so watch out for that. That Hatchery could die in the end. And it looks like a huge counterattack coming in for HoeJJa. This is a great game right now. Huge counterattack coming in for HoeJJa, going to try and bust through the natural expansion. 3-2 upgraded Archons, and I think that Zerg is very, very nearly fully upgraded, but no, he is pushed back by that narrow choke. Just cannot funnel units in there while Archons are sitting there with the cannons in behind, so he's forced to retreat. Reavers still being produced. I don't know where the other Reavers are. Looks like we have another robotics facility at the middle base, so he's going to be able to continuously spawn Reavers there to defend, and that's going to be really, really important. And I am still kind of shocked that HoeJJa has not managed to get a squad of Zerglings anywhere to really start doing economic damage. I mean, he could put in more effort into a drop. He could drop the 3 o'clock base. He could drop the main. He could, get a Defiler and go take care of the 3 o'clock again. But he's not choosing to do any of this. He is going for like these little hit and run tactics that are hurting the army somewhat, that are doing some damage to the High Templars and things. But for the most part, he's just killing Zealots, and Zealots are just so cheap. I mean, 100 minerals. I mean, compared to the other base units, yeah, they are more expensive. But for Jangbi, 100 minerals just being spent on these Zealots, while the Archons and the Reavers are still doing so much damage. They're really doing their job, and they're doing fantastically. You know, I would also like to see HoeJJa maybe take advantage of the fact of the lack of observers. He knows that the observers are not really prevalent because he has those burrowed Zerglings still giving him scouting information. He could go for a lurker switch here and maybe lay a trap for Jangbi. Achoo. Sneeze. And lay a trap with lurkers starting to mix those back into his army. Could be effective as well, but it looks like he just wants to use every bit of his gas on these Ultras, just wants to pound Jangbi into the ground with the strength and power of Ultras, and he's trying to do that once again. These Ultras numbers are growing. We have a couple Reavers being dropped in here to try and do some more damage to these Ultras, and those Ultras are going to be very, very highly damaged. There are 4 left, and I think most of them are dead or near dead. Obviously 4 have left, they're all alive, but they're very, very nearly dead. And he's going to retreat to the 6 o'clock position. That Hatchery did not go down there, so that is still alive. And it looks like HoeJJa is taking this time to take the 9 o'clock base, which was quite a while ago, and I think he's also taking the top left as well. Reavers coming into the 6 o'clock position, and they are going to bust open this ramp, and that Scarab going off was actually quite painful for those Ultras, that last Scarab. And then Storm going off on the drone line, catching a few of them, but not a whole lot. Reavers being dropped in here along with the Archons, and they are probably going to be able to clean this up. But the Reavers coming in, Ultras coming in from behind, trying to pick off these Reavers, and the Reavers still alive right now. Scourge coming in here to pick off the shuttle, but the Reavers are alive, still doing tons and tons of damage. And yeah, this 6 o'clock base is going to fall. It has been busted, so that base is gone. And once again, Jangbi has just managed to do so much more economic damage to HoeJJa than HoeJJa has been able to return to Jangbi. It's kind of amazing. The natural and the 6 o'clock bases have both fallen so far for HoeJJa, and Jangbi has really taken minimal to no losses economically in his terms of mineral lines. Sure, he's lost a few probes trying to set up bases and things like that, but nothing significant at all. Looks like the 12 o'clock position once again is going to be stopped from going up by a group of crackling. by a group of cracklings, and they are going to stop this. Some reinforcement being sent from Jangbi to try and open that up so he can take it. And it looks like he's going to go back into the natural expansion with this Zealot Archon force that has been so effective for him, and try and do some more damage there. It looks like he is actually going to back off here. Maybe going to try and focus more on taking another expansion, really use his army to get another expansion up. And these Reavers without a shuttle actually need to be defended as well, so I think that might be another focus of Jangbi right now. Getting another shuttle out for that. Looks like Jangbi moving to the left side of the map. I wonder if he knows about this base at the 9 o'clock position. It looks pretty vulnerable right now to his huge Zealot clump and the tanky nature of them. I really think he might be able to bust that open if he wanted to. Although, of course, that would leave him vulnerable elsewhere. So this is kind of an interesting little cat and mouse game here. Where is someone going to attack? Where is the counterattack going to go in here? Both of them, you're trying to keep their army as much on the move as possible, using crack squads here and there as much as possible to do damage. And Zerglings, cracklings being dropped in the main of Jangbi. Does Jangbi realize it? And that one pylon is supporting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 gateways. And these cracklings, I don't think Jangbi has any idea. I think Jangbi's doing so many other things. I think he has absolutely no clue that this is going on. Okay, there he goes. Now he knows. It's Storm going down, but they all get picked up by the Overlord, and they are not going to be able to stop this for now. Really needs to just send some Zealots in there. Needs to get a Dragoon or something like that to deal with the Overlord and stop it from playing little games here. But he's already lost one gateway. Going to lose another one here. Yeah, the second gateway has gone down, and that's just going to be annoying to his macro here. Looks like Jangbi has scouted out the top left, and he's going to be able to clear that out pretty easily, it looks like. But a huge group of cracklings going to the 12 o'clock position. Are they going to try and get up the ramp? Yes, they are, but there is a Reaver in position, so I don't think they're going to be too successful here, and I don't think that HoeJJa is really going to be able to stop this top left from going down. Will he be able to bust the 12 o'clock? That is the question here. He might be able to. Looks like he's sending some cracklings and ultras around from the other side, and this might be successful. That might be the move that actually allows him to take this. But no, Reaver Scare blowing up so many things. 10 kills on that Reaver, including 1 or 2 ultras, so a lot of damage being done. Will his army be able to get in there in time to save the Nexus? Is going to be... No, it's not. That Nexus at the 12 o'clock is going to go down. So HoeJJa finally doing some significant economic damage back to Jangbi, and I hope you guys are enjoying this game. This is a fantastically played game by both of these players. This is very, very fun. Very, very hectic. Back and forth, armies all over the place. You can just see the number of moving armies on the mini-map. You can see HoeJJa's forces just streaming around, trying to get to this 9 o'clock position, trying to defend this base, and trying to stop all of his drones from dying, but so many of his drones have gone down. Storms for Jangbi have not been that fantastic this game. Against Ultraling, it is kind of harder to land storms effectively with the movement of HoeJJa, who's been doing a fantastic job of moving his forces around. So props to HoeJJa in that sense, but he has lost the entire left side outside of the bottom left corner. So he is back down to 5 bases here. His main natural are going to be mined out, and the third base is probably going to be very nearly mined out as well. Fortunately for Jangbi, he's going to be nearly mined out at all of his bases as well, except for the center expansion, which doesn't have a lot of minerals, but does have a lot of gas. And the great thing about Protoss is that if all you have is gas, save your money and produce junk tons of High Templars and morph them into Archons. It looks like once again he's going to try and set up the base at the 12 o'clock position. Not going to have too much success there. His cracklings are heading up there. I'm going to also try and set up the top left as well. That one may be able to get away with it. 6 o'clock position has fallen down to this Archon Zealot force once again, and looks like so many cracklings are being produced. We've seen the Ultralists are still in force. Look at that, all these Ultras. We got 2 shuttles, hopefully with 4 Reavers for Jangbi to defend here, and these Ultras these Archons are getting surrounded by Ultraling and doing so much damage, taking almost all of the Archons going down. It looks like the Reaver maybe got picked up before dying. I hope he's been able to pick up both of those Reavers, or at least one of them, before they go down. But that was a nice little attack there by HoeJJa, able to do a good amount of damage, taking down several Archons for pretty economic price there. These cannons going down at the top left. He's going to try, Jangbi is, to establish that base. He really needs to get another base going. He is going to be lacking for minerals very, very shortly. And as awesome as Archons and Storm are, you want Reavers, you want some Zealots mixed into your army as well. You don't want to be locked into only Archon here, as it looks like he might